Yo, how is everybody? Happy Friday. We're back. And yeah, I've been working. Not gonna lie, definitely been working. I found some of my problems with World Offset are that we are doing very raw, get individual pixel to do height maps, both for the world and the water, so the biomes weren't 100% matching up. Almost everything but the individual pixel thing was using a function that would convert a world position into a map position. Well, into a rectangle from the map. And yeah, these were just looking at raw pixels we need for offset, and I think it's working now. I think that was, yeah, everything. All of the kerfuffle yesterday was not looking at the actual thing, returning this. Everything else that grabs rectangles, grabs sections of map, they work fine. But yeah, forgot that it worked like this. Now everything is just offset. By starting world offset. I think we're good. We'll probably just run it a few times to make sure it works. I think there is a problem with, now that we do it this way, we could be sampling off of the map, and that just gives us an error, so we have to like actually wrap something ourselves. Bigger problem with the rectangles, honestly, because the rectangle, we're putting out a rectangle. If we correct the rectangle is not going to wrap correctly. We might need, I don't know, a second function that returns what the rectangle is supposed to be seeing. And then that itself can wrap. Because yeah, we would just need to take a chunk from the other side of the map. Again, you know? Kind of a pain in the butt. So if we have that problem, we have that problem. We're just drawing at regular whatever the heck. The world has its offset, so it just draws with the offset. And then we're drawing another. I guess there's another layer of like the whole world gets offset. Does inject also? I don't think it does. Okay. I think we're getting there. If this works, and we have offsetting, hopefully this can also account for where and how we do. We have two offsets, right? We have like choose where we start the game, and then we have choose where on the world the player is loading from. If that makes sense. It's like if you exit a dungeon that you entered way far from the start point, the whole world is now centered around that dungeon's entrance. Yo, Grimy, thanks for the lurk. So yeah, that's kind of the idea. We have at least one of those work. And we just need to put the other number in, fingers crossed. Putting in the other number would work. Okay, so he has this. Water seems to still match up with the worlds, which is nice. It had to affect the water. This is the new start position. Remember, we're looking for a hot place with little moisture, little water. And this matches way better than what we were getting. I'm happy with that. And then it looks like we didn't have an out of bounds. This is another one goes in that was water. And we're in the ocean, so kind of seems perfect. Seems perfect. There's like more that we can do with inject, I think, especially if you want to try and like blur a map and do like distance to distance from one of these things. Maybe even distance from point. and maybe we'll create some pre-made points that will get filled and changed, like point variables. So like world starting offset's a good one, right? If you want something that's close to the world starting point, but not there, or get something that's a certain distance from there, should be reasonable. Reasonable to do. Not quite in yet. Okay. Inject. I feel like we're doing. Thank goodness I found. It was really simple, but I was really pulling my hair out, jumping all over, trying to figure out how to do it, what was going wrong. And of course, it was just something not accounting for the offset. And I guess there's a little question of like if the offset we just put in was done ham-fisted, like if we have an offset and we just shoved it in without converting it to the space that's more relevant for it. We'll probably figure that out before long, right? It's sometimes easier to just find the thing that relies on it naturally, organically, instead of like creating a test situation. If it's gonna break, it's gonna break. But like I can also create a test scenario that doesn't truly fix things, right? I'm not even gonna divulge any of my brain power to it. What are we looking for? Wherever we put out the number. Here's world map %. If we convert thing to %, if we convert thing to %, we could just add it into this. And as long as we use world map % everywhere else, like our seed map becomes map actual. I think we're good. Just change this one and we'll be all set. We want a plus world map start offset. Now we need whatever ratio. This number is gonna be so it should be a chunk position. One of the questions, can we grab it from the console? World map, start offset. Looks like we need to get that down to a percentage. Could be tricky. And sometimes I wonder if the math would be easier if I got it all done at once, because sometimes you get the like momentum and you know what you're doing. You don't have to like remember what you were doing. Or if you're just gonna like always hit certain walls. It's like it's just something you haven't had to deal with more than other things. Anyway. So this is a big number. It at least needs to be divided by chunk size. I don't know that. I don't know that. How do we go from, maybe we should make a conversion function. How do we get from the world map start offset is a chunk position. Another thing, we might even change the chunk position. When we integrate it with the world, I think it's going to need to be converted. So it might just be like layers or waves, kind of like altering stuff and making sure it's fixed so everything is copaesthetic. Okay, so we need from world pose to, we have world mode pose to map pose. And then we want percent, because then that's divided by, right? Okay, the question is, do the functions work? Get map to world. Have you ever actually used it? I mean, yes. You trust the world position? Have the world map starting offset. Okay. Go from map to world. Is map to world? I just have to undo get to map. So this is, I guess it's also a world position. Right now it's a world position. It will turn into a chunk position. Leave that for later, right? So we say that we have our world position. Get the map from that. And then that's just divided by map size. That becomes percent, right? Confusing myself. I'm not gonna lie, everything gets harder when I hit like start streaming. A little unfortunate. Why does brain scatter? It's probably because I have to start talking, and I program in science, complete, dead, well, I have stuff going on. I'm not talking. Okay, yeah, so we have our map start offset. Trips me up a little bit because right now it's the same as like the chunk position and the world position because I've separated those. Something has to be times chunk size in there. It's so big. Just don't know what else is multiplied into it right now. I think it's just like that remap function that I use. So I would undo the remap. I have an undone remap. This is a point. Yeah. First look. Where within the map are we rolled? This comes from, I say it comes from the get area. Guess nothing collapsed anymore. Why have you expanded everything? Okay. We're way too low. Map res. Map size. World map. Okay, yeah, so it undoes the those get area. I know I probably have this somewhere in this redundant. You know what? It's fine. Untangle it later. I think I have been doing decently. Okay. And then yeah, divide by map size, right? Get chunk maps. Stuff, you fine enough for now. Or keep that idea, I guess. Say do, and then whatever comes up. Do, where'd it go? Do world pose to map. Question is, yeah, do we chunk size? We'll delete it for now, but we might chunk divide by chunk size the offset itself. If this doesn't work. Not sure where that's done exactly, but I don't think I see chunk size in the world to map and world. Yeah. And then divided by map. Is it only chunk size? That. What's the other one? Map rep. Map world res. That's the one. I'm very curious what that'll do. I mean, we haven't touched the wrapping, so we can still have those errors. Cool. If we get this done, I would be happy to just muck about with the Tetris stuff. That should be interesting. So there are some things I think I need to test with it. We put in some functions. There are some new functions in the grid inventory, so that way you can like temporarily mask out stuff. You can be like, put this in, but pretend that this is how we're blocking things. And we haven't tested that. But I'm hoping that that's going to allow us to place things based off of a biome. So you have a chunk that can have multiple biomes represented in it. So if we grid the whole thing up, and then we tell the grid, we have like a map masking out each biome as we're placing props that belong in one or more biomes. What I mean? Okay, so that's problem here. So right at the edge. I wonder if we should say if the min whatever is equal to size, that we'll just make it 0 instead. I think that might be the easiest way to. But I don't know if it needs to be uneven wrap and just move the entire chunk. I don't know what scope aesthetic. We have to figure that out. Okay, that's a thing. It's cool that we're getting into other biome. Yeah, we had a little error. Let's see, there's a chance that inject is always going to be a problem after we set the first one now. We're adding. It's always going to push out of bounds. Or like have a very high relativity of the probability of doing that. Okay, come on. Okay, I mean, yeah, that's a starting chunk, and there's an ocean, and I found. I mean, there's a lot of water. I'll call it ocean. Okay. That seems to work. The thing is, I don't know relative to each other. We need to find the continuity. It means drawing everything in between. That's going to take a while. Might be bad form. We're kind of capping some of this off, doing the integration into the worlds where we'll actually get generation happening, like move through the world to get it to generate, set up teleporters. It'll be a lot easier. And then we can actually debug, because it'll be very obvious without having to set up some weird stuff, which, you know, we have to do the work of integration anyway, right? So I think that's the idea. Integration would be next. We're going to say injecting more or less works, even though it could be expanded upon a bit. But the base functionality of giving it some stuff like parameters, limiters to look at the map and find relevant areas, and then picking a pixel, translating that to a world position, returning the world position, that all seems to be pretty good. Adding a couple more things, it's still going to be the same pattern if we have more limiters. So that should be fine. World integration, which happens in a couple of ways. which I don't know that I'm going to do that today. I guess we could look into it, but I'm more tempted to get... Hopefully I can do it in a way that it won't need to be affected by the other stuff. But getting the Tetris in, once the Tetris grids are in, and we can populate stuff, there might be a little bit more integration for other stuff, putting stuff onto the grid and then putting stuff into the grid. Then it's almost done. We have grid, we have instancing, which I did at one point get a randomly spawned location that had trees on it. So that seems to actually be kind of working, even though I kind of feel like the biome at the time was misaligned with the height map. So it didn't totally drive, but I believe the functionality is there. I'm excited by that. Because I hadn't seen pretty much any. So honestly might be a little bit weird. Anywho, so integrate into the world in Tetris. And then we might need to integrate just a little bit into the quest system, so that way the quests can inject into the world. Yeah. Seems pretty cool. We're getting there. Tetris will probably take a little bit. Like, put it in, but we haven't really tested much. Some distances are going to be just like too far to really go, so we definitely need like a proximity limiter for injecting. We'll be this close to this point, and then go towards this biome if it's available. But maybe we even need to prioritize the limiters, like the biome one. If we're doing a range limit, right, breadth limit, then we probably want to make sure that's adhered to before the biomes. Maybe each limiter will do in an order that I, as the creator, deem most important. And then each one, oh, this sounds like a horrible idea. Each one checks to see if there's still any white pixels left to choose from. I mean, it's responsible, but it's also expensive. I guess it means that we just want to error away from, or is it air? Maybe it is air. Air away from, I lost it, it's gone. Doing too many things at once, I guess. But anyways, I feel like succeeded. So we go down and a note. I said warping. Wrapping. There it is. Generating a world map. Let's say this closer to like 70%, because I should actually create a second world map that water map that is the height of the water. I don't know if I'd want to do water temperature. Like, we'll just stick with the regular temperature. I don't know what else we'll use it, but we have at least 2 channels. And for biomes, we already have heat, moisture, height. That's the 3 important ones. And then we were shoving water in, but now we have an extra. So like, we're gonna have 3 open slots left over, unfortunately. maybe figure out some other metrics. Let's say working. That seems to be working. We might go back and do compute shaders, but that's going to be like a much later optimization pass. Integrate Tetris. We need to do that. Integrate into game. We have to call generate world. That shouldn't be too bad. Generate chunk. Random start point. Save and load confirm. Just a little note. Where's that? That's on world chunk, I think. Make sure we wire all that stuff up. Notes are good. I like notes. Injecting. We get Tetris. This can be more done. Can always be the part that we're expanding upon, but sure. So yeah, making the grid, I think. Biome limiting. We have functions like test. Might be raining. Love the rain. Settlements. This is something that I think recently I've avoided. So yeah, I was thinking about like a wave collapse thing for that, where we have like streets that have open sections, and then we have houses that have connections, and then you can have like a street that comes off a street. We do have to limit whether you can have a street, like how close streets could probably generate to each other. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. Honestly, adding the Tetris thing into it is a lot. It's kind of a thing that I'm like daunted by. I'm kind of like leaving it. And it might even be better to do it separate. Like we have the grid inventory project. Maybe we just do a small section in there that, you know, tries to do the world's settlement stuff. Yeah, at first I was just going to do it. I was going to ham fist it. Like, let's generate a street, and then off the street we can generate either streets or houses. And then each house that we try, we'll make sure that we check collisions and see if there's a problem, and then we'll like swap it out for something else if there is. That was the idea. I mean, it could work, but I would want all that to fit into the Tetris grid. And the Tetris grid is, I mean, it's for limiting the prop instancer. It's for limiting where we can put like quest stuff, where we inject stuff, making sure nothing overlaps. So it's kind of important. Kind of feels like I did add another obstacle, but kind of an important one. I think it's the right way to do things. Let's Let's see if we can get the Tetris grid working and maybe just putting some random props in. Just to start. I think we do have an error that we have to solve. Let's go find that error, hunt it down, absolutely destroy it. Or respectfully stay away. You know, that's a thing. I think it's at the top. Here it is. Cannot be null. What's your problem? Please let it be null. I have the test environment in. I do have the test environment. Why do I have the... I needed it. I guess we need to fill some stuff out. Find some rando materials. Materials. And here's the thing. Wait, should I make another one? Grid. Just in case it messes with stuff. I think it'll mess with the albedo a little bit, but it might still have the emission. I wonder if the emission goes off the base color at all. I know it's like there, but it kind of overpowers. And if we have a black and white alpha mask kind of thing in the albedo, I wonder if that would do anything. Okay, fine. What do you want? Did I set that? There are two materials. I forgot to set it. Of course. Happy Friday, very derp day. Okay. Generated and no error there. Cool. I like not having errors. Okay, wait. So do we have grids? Kind of funny. Okay, yeah, that's all the starting crap. I think this needs to be curtailed. A little bit too much test stuff right now. Okay, yeah, all of this. I don't know if we need it, like any of this, really. Throw a pool in. Do interactivity. Yo, Barbecue, thanks for the raid. How are you? Happy Friday. How was your stream? Huh? What are you up to? Do anything cool on this wonderful Friday? Great. Quite alright, apart from some audio issues. Oh no, audio issues suck. And what kind of audio issues? Like Unity audio issues? Headphone audio issues? Microphone audio issues? Not reading? Oh goodness. Through a couple thousand new assets? Losing about 5 brain cells. Mm-hmm. That's nice. Any cool assets? Wow, a couple thousand. That is a lot. That is definitely brain numbing. Might cut out twice and you don't know why. Oof, that really stinks. And trying to find a bug in your audio setup like while you're streaming. Nightmare scenario. Well, I hope it went well. Sounds like fun. Lots of assets besides that. So, I'm working on a little world gen here. A bit. So let me just put in. And then we'll go back and we'll show you what we're working on. Return. Just cutting out. So we're bringing in a new package that lets us do kind of like Diablo 2 style grid inventory kind of thing, and we're going to implement that on our worlds. That way we can have like placement limitations. Lots and lots of them. They had been on the list to get for a while. Ooh, if you don't mind me asking, how much did you drop on the asset store? Sounds like a spree. It's a new mic. What kind of mic did you get? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. We're working on a mech sim in a fantasy environment, and we're doing our own terrain generation. So, yeah, we're not creating a bunch of crap. That was the main point of that. So yeah, everything's kind of ugly. Everything's still kind of early. But we have like world generation happening based off a map that we generate. It's like this is our biome map. Ooh. So we have like heat zones, we have where water is, we have moisture for reasons, don't worry about it. We have like our height, it's our world height. And yeah, and we're actually spawning stuff in chunks. And it'll end up being like kind of infinite, like you keep walking and it'll keep spawning chunks, very Minecraft-like. Yeah, you just have like a generated map. Oh, a Sennheiser MKE 600. I hope it works. I guess I'll ask your opinion in a couple weeks. Enjoy so far a lot. That's what you get for being unable to create anything remotely artistic. You know, that's not bad. You know how much time you waste creating things that are remotely artistic? I've gotten a lot faster, but it still takes me like 9 days to turn around a character. And while you complain about programming taking a while sometimes, 9 days for a character, if that character's not reused all the time, it's just running into molasses. Here is our other point. We're also going to like procedurally pick where things happen in the world. So we'll be like looking for a hot, wet area to put certain things, maybe like a cold, dry area for other things. We're kind of like testing out, picking different places on the map. You have lots of experience in coding, and you still waste lots of times on unimportant features. Well, yeah, that's easy to do. What's up, Herblood? Just take mine, check if it's a mic or the rest of the chain. That's dope. People giving out mics. You'll need to do that? That sounds good. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. And then we're gonna just kind of like mess around, finally putting grids on chunks. And then we can start figuring out where to put like, so wherever it gets really steep, you look at like, you know, a good looking game, they also have like one blanket mesh, right? But then whenever it gets too steep, you just put a big rock over it, or a series of rocks. Depending on the scale, you could put like rocks along the side, and you have like a trail, and then little rocks down here, that kind of stuff. I want to do it all procedurally. So yeah, we're kind of getting there. Cool. So yeah, Bardicky, do you have any like updates on your project that are shareable? And Herblood. Yeah, what are you working on? Hi. How are you? Happy Friday. Working on anything cool? Art? Programming? Unity? Godot? Godot? Oh, push. There's a Twitter, but you're terrible at updating it? Yeah, you're not alone. You're in good company. Unwanted war, but I want it. The game, maybe not like war in general. Ooh. Nice. I like it. I would go with, oh, I think I like that one. I also like this one. Black with the yellow. Ooh. Nice. Okay. Did you hand place your villages? That's something I'm talking about, because I have to do settlements. Kind of looks like you're just placing them along lines. And maybe you put like the curves yourself. Looks good though. Hmm. Hand placed everything? Okay. I need to try and get something that's not hand placed. Looking roughly hand placed. It doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, I don't know. Procedural stuff. Very cool. Takes forever. For trustworthy people, you do. But danger, you love your visuals? Oh, thank you. In Bardicu's stream, everything looks flat. Just like the code in the computing stack. That's fair. Twitter compression doing a number on that map? Yeah, no, I can see that. You gotta look between the pixels. Use a brush for nature things? That's cool. Yeah, I'm hoping to have like almost everything being procedurally generated. Like we're gonna have a full map generated, and like spawning points and doing some texture manipulation for that, and then randomizing kind of like normally, picking random number of thing in a list, placing it on map. All regions instead of method calls. I like regions. Regions are nice. But instead of method calls, so like a giant monolithic update function. I mean, that sounds like fun. I like that. Oh, let's see where somewhere. I don't mind stuff. I need to clean, and we're kind of like at the pivot point where I clean off stream. Probably after stream tonight. Regions are greater than clean code? Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can collapse them. You can just, it's even cleaner, right? I don't even need to see the code. You can see this is still Flutter. A region, it'll just take care of all this. I have regions somewhere. Gone. Look at how nice that looks. I totally get you. I'm glad. I'm glad. Yeah, I tend to be a messy coder. The more I watch other people code on Twitch, though, I'm like, some people are really neat, but most people I feel like are somewhere in between. But maybe I'm on the far end. I do love to procrastinate, that's for sure. So let's see. Actually, this should be in setup. Yeah, you don't even have to use this horrible drop down, right? If you have all the regions, it's normal with coding though. That's good. Oh, thank you for appeasing me. I really appreciate that. Looking for get a new chunk. And I just named everything get in this one. Where was my head? Here, new world chunk. The only thing that's not a get. Wait. So on this, are there troops here somewhere? Are there massive armies? I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, wait a second. It looks like vegetation. Means good job on your instancing. Or you're just painting. You said you used a brush. Okay, never mind that. I just Unity train stuff then. Because man, getting that instancing stuff with compute shader is such a pain in the butt. Usually we call procrastinating waiting for the build pipeline, so I'm getting more coffee. And if I get too much coffee, then I'm just, porcelain throne occupier. No massive armies yet. Okay, cool. That's good, then there will be. It's vegetation. So, are there any tabletop games, like wargaming kind of things that you're looking at for inspiration? I used to work in a hobby shop, so I was constantly inundated with all sorts of new rule sets and tabletop minis. Man, historical stuff. So much historical. I think Flames of War was the most popular where I was, which is World War II based. Yeah, people actually doing. I forget what the rule sets were for the actual historical battles. They're tiny, tiny little models, smaller than like D&D's like 25 millimeter. I forget what they were. They were something like 10. So it's more inspiration from the early 2000s RTS games. Okay. Like, man, I have not played many RTSs. Command and Conquer? Or Mountain... I've never actually played Mountain Blade. I'm gonna stop embarrassing myself. Oh, that sounds really cool. You love to do a 40K game, but you doubt Games Workshop would give you the rights? At some point, they're probably going to start handing that out like candy, because they just want any money anyone can make off it, right? Command and Conquer inspiration? Supreme Commander. Interesting. I don't think I've heard of that one. Okay. It has an amazing cover. That's cool. Okay. Are you going to be in space? Are we going to be in future times with robots and mechs? Because I can appreciate Mech Commander. I played a little bit of Mech Commander Gold. I was more of a mech jockey than like a mech commander, but still fun. I like stompy mechs. I love the walkers with the lasers on top. So good. That looks like fun. Most will be played between ancient times, Rome, etc., and the modern era. Really? You won't spoil the campaign? Oh, you're gonna be one of the rare RTSs that has a good storyline, a plot. That's cool. Not to be down on RTSs, I just don't feel like that's usually the selling point besides StarCraft, maybe? Which, man, StarCraft. Writing the plot is a shit ton of work, though? Yes, it is. Oh my god. I had the idea when I was starting out, like, okay, I'm gonna do a mech sim, and it's gonna be in a Dungeons & Dragons world, and I used to make Dungeons & Dragons campaigns all the time, and, you know, it'll just come together, right? All the ideas, they'll come to me as we're making stuff. Here I am, years into the game. A lot of the functionality is either complete or getting close to complete, and I'm just like, what do I do? What do I do? I haven't designed anything. I've lost all my inspiration. I like traded my creativity for like programming and technical skills. Oh, so I feel you. I feel you. We'll get through it though. Everything. I just hate everything I write. It's just not good enough. It's too cliche. Fantasy can be hard that way. I assume military stuff is hard in like a different way of being like campy or cheesy. Or too straightforward. I read a lot of the Battletech novels, and like it's always a delicate line to weave between like just describing battles and actually having too much politics. We will persevere. However you write that word, I got you. That is exciting. That is exciting. I'm usually hanging out over at like Grimey's, and Grimey has like the bare minimum of a story, and then it's just like someone helps you get to a place, and then you take over their territory and you start double dealing. And Grimy Badger, if you don't know Grimy Badger, he's live now if you're interested. He's doing Plaza, which is a strategy game about dealing drugs, I guess. Yeah, and there's other like ear at night, ear end. He doesn't, as far as I know, have a story. It's like refreshing. Needs quite a bit of research as well to get some capabilities and namings at least roughly right. Interesting. Yeah, I don't want to get spoiled. Like it's sounds like what you're doing would need research because you both need to have accurate history. Maybe accurate history with decent modern. It sounds cool. Try to be not 100% accurate but close enough. Yeah, you want the like feeling of real, but then you also need to like work within it, right? You're doing something that didn't actually happen. Only so many hours in a day. And I need one of our numbers to be working on time machines. Maybe not to like transport me into the future or into the past, but just like to stretch the day. Can I get a 48-hour day, please? Historians don't play games. Oh, what up, APOC? Uh, I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I feel like there's some historians out there that really love like Total War, what have you. But they're probably giggling about how wrong it is. True, but you would know. Well, game developers definitely don't play games. 48 hours a day, then you could finally sleep 16 hours per day. Oh man. Yeah, I'd probably still be sleeping like 6. But it's good. I love it. Sleep is I get it. I try to get it. My body tries to get me out of it though. Okay, wait. World chunk. What are we even doing? We have a list of grids. We don't have to attach it to anything. Smart. Very smart. And then check to see if I actually use this somewhere else. Oh, yep. Like I already added. Cool. It's progress. That's cool. What are you working on, APOC? We're just chilling this wonderful Friday. Slow and steady wins the race? True. True. Anything you do fast can be undone just as quickly. Me. And if someone else said that first, they stole the time machine. Okay? Write that down. Okay, so creating a grid. And then we know it by position. That makes sense. We're just not with it. Does anyone have weekend plans? I think I might be doing Katamari because that just came out, and the wife picked that up because she's obsessed. I can't say that I'm not. Oh hey, look, I even started this, and I even read it. I didn't rewrite it. Proud of me today. We're doing good. Oh, we need to put a shape on every prop. Unless we do something. No. We could do something in editor maybe to just add patterns. which patterns would pretty much just be like a boolean for like what takes up space and what doesn't. So if you wanted to put a giant donut, you could still place something inside the donut. You could probably do that in the Unity editor and just run through all of the pieces. Raycast a grid to find out how much space it takes up. Yeah, see, we'll just make another system instead of getting anything actually done. You like donuts? Who doesn't? What's your favorite type of donut, actually? Because I also like donuts. I definitely have a favorite. You know, I'll just say it. You tell me yours, I'll tell you mine. But I also want to make sure that it's not like a local donut. I don't really want to dox myself. Okay, you know what? It's a regional thing. Might still have it though. Pretty much any. You don't have many places selling donuts. You kind of take what you get. Okay, cool. Yeah, my favorite is definitely Boston cream donuts. They have like, what is it? Is it Bavarian cream? Custard. It's a custard filling. It's just like a donut custard filling with like icing on top. Chocolate icing. So good. Just checking that I'm not. That would totally dox me. Can't even show you. Never mind. Never mind. Thanks, Google, for telling me where I can get donuts. I don't know. I guess my second favorite would be like a Bavarian cream. Though, why does anyone cover donuts with powdered sugar? I feel like people that cover things with powdered sugar should go to a special place in hell. Not by me. You know, I'm not judging you. That's for someone else to decide. But that's just, you know. Why do you want to make me a mess? Why do you want to get little white powder bits everywhere? It drives me nuts. You like powdered sugar? Sorry, sorry. Legally, you're not having the same problems as I do. Because I also like lemon donuts. The lemon curd? I think it's lemon curd in there. Really good. Also powdered sugar, and I end up just having white all the way down my shirt. I'm usually a very neat eater. But maybe that's my problem, is that I take pride in the shape of myself after I eat a food. You know what? Let's get a little bit more sidetracked, actually. Let's set up a test environment. Or we could open up the other test environment. Curious about putting in some fake data. Test our limitations. Just trying to think of what the best way to set that up would be. And it might just be here. I might just be procrastinating. If you get sidetracked from getting sidetracked, does that make you sidetracked squared? It depends. I think you could get sidetracked squared, but if it's actually complementary sidetracking, then you might be right on track. Right? But yeah, that's rare. And yeah, I need more sidetracks. Let's randomize the sidetracking tangents and just see where we end up. Any plans for the weekend? Shape fits. We'll we'll just put you at a place. 0, 0. We need to put a pattern in. Jagged arrays. I don't want to make a jagged array, like a jagged bool array interface. I don't know if check marks are going to be that copaesthetic. Small, can I get it? If I don't put a label in it, is it tiny? Can I actually do a grid of them? Make some trains, you can use the sidetracks. That's such a good idea. I feel like art's my usual sidetrack. We'll just like get sidetracked for a week or so making a new character. Which, yeah, next week there's a good chance I'm gonna figure out what we're arting, and we'll do a sculpt and bring it all the way through again. More game dev? It's too warm to do much more. I'm not gonna lie, the heat has been killing my ability to do game dev. I feel like I've been sitting here cooking, like literally just stewing in the heat of my office as my computer keeps getting hotter and hotter. The winter was productive. And especially, like, okay, so I picked up a new piece of software. If we're gonna get sidetracked for a quick second, and I probably shouldn't because I can't actually play it without lagging the stream really bad, but I picked up Embergen, which is just wonderful. From making little real-time, because it's gonna lag the stream, real-time fire and smoke simulations. And man, does this end up hitting the GPU in a way that makes my entire environment so hot. So hot. This looks sweet, right? If you need any explosions, I need more practice making fire. So let me know. So you can export a VDB, which I think you can use with the VFX system. And then the newest version of Unity, 2021 point whatever, I think just got 6-point lighting. So you can export flipbooks. So actually, yeah, if I don't have, go a different project real quick. Open a project. I just want to see one that I probably exported. Yeah, fortunately they're really tiny files, so I have no shame about making lots of backups. Can't go back too far, actually. Had a problem with backwards compatibility at some point. What does this one look like? What if I render that? I know I had one recently. Yeah, don't save. Maybe it's in impacts. Oh, okay, yeah, 6-point. This one should be good. Still not there. Okay, whatever, we'll set it up to do the thing. So this one's set up to do 6-point lighting. This goes into small flare. Alright, so give it a second. It's going to do like each frame. And then it has a pretty nice flipbook layout thing. Yeah, so actually on the Unity Asset Store, there's something to allow you to import VDBs. But I know Unity has its own particle system in the VFX stuff in the package manager. Hi, Yag. How are you? I'm showing off some. Well, it's usually a fire smoke system, but this is kind of like magic effects. How are you? Yo, Grimy! Thanks for the raid. Cool, yeah, so it makes. Gotta mute myself now. So yeah, it gives you the whole flipbook, and you can change really easily in the render bit. That was render. Where are you? Okay, so you can set like how many rows, how many frames, first frame, so you can kind of stretch it out to make sure you're using everything properly. Like this is kind of like smoke dissolving. Ear! Hi, how are you? I'm always lured back to the fire. The stream wants to die. Trust me. Hey everybody, how was your stream, Grimy? I know you're not super feeling it today, but I hope it went well. I'm also maybe not super feeling it. That's fine. Alright, I'm gonna show this one time. This is a magic effect that I was hoping to put in the game. And that's it. I feel like it's gonna lag everything. But yeah, so you set up the camera angle, you get the export thing, and then you can export as 6-point lighting. So I hope it went out. And all of that is like assuming there are different light positions around the particles, so that way you can interpolate between different angles. It's almost like a normal map or a vector displacement map where it knows each light angle has a different color, and you put out 2 maps. It's pretty cool. And then you can relight everything. So the lights in Unity would be affecting the flat billboard that's going through the flipbook as if it was a 3D object, which is absolutely insane. Later, Grimy, enjoy your Skyrim. I'm good. We definitely got our world stuff going a little bit further than it was before. And now I'm stalling out a bit because it's Friday. Let's comment this so we can actually see world bits generating. Filling in. How are you, Ear? How's your Friday going? And Yag, what are you up to? Gonna lurk for a bit? Food that requires to be prepared. Thanks for the raid, Bardicky. Yeah. Enjoy your Friday. Thanks for the lurk. Let's do the shout out for Bardicky. Nice. I spelled it right. Press play, and hopefully we have 2 randomly selected parts of the world. Just chilling for now. Nice. What's planned for later? What kind of chaos are you going to instill on us? Is there a Maddie back yet? Or is that next week? I would assume that we're, you know, harassing Maddie in the nicest possible way. Ooh, so a random point in the ocean. And over there, all the way over there, we have a random point in the hottest part of the world with the least amount of water. the stream delay is crazy now. I only played the fire for a second. Yesterday you brought back color blindness accessibility to your game. Can you send a pic? Of course. I would love to see it. That's cool. I love accessibility. Might not love implementing accessibility because it can be hard, but it's totally worthwhile. It's a little jaggedy. We were coming from a 4K map. I don't know if we're going to go back to a 4K map. Clickbait. Ooh. I like it. Yeah, I think it's readable. The colors are different enough, and the shapes are definitely a good tell. It's nice. Good job, Yag. Game looks great. How about the explosions? Got the explosions in yet? I know a guy that can do explosions as long as he's not streaming. And that guy might be me. Someday I'll get the graphics card of my dreams. We'll just all dance around the fire. Pretty proud of it. I would be. And so much of my stuff looks like programmer art or art, and then never the two shall meet for the longest time. This, I don't know, this is where I want to switch to art. Someone give me something random to art. Give me a good thing to procrastinate on. I feel like this, I have plenty of time to do it over the weekends. I feel like it's going to take a bunch of setup that I haven't even fully thought about it yet. I have to put a pattern on each object that can be placed just to know where in the grid it can be placed, like how much space it would take up. And then we actually have to feed it like limitation images, which I guess we have the limitation images. Can you hear it? I'm just this is a procrastination day for everybody, right? Grimey's playing Skyrim right now. I want to be playing Skyrim. I haven't played Skyrim in like a decade. Definitely keep this mysterious guy that can do explosion VFX in mind. Thank you. Thank you. Because it has been my dream to add explosions to every game that I can. So what do we do? So we can't do the explosion art. We could do an impromptu sculpt. What do we sculpt? I feel like I've made up my mind that we're procrastinating. What with? I'll take any suggestions. How about a coffee cup? We could make a coffee cup. Should be a novelty coffee cup. Should it have like a fun shaped head? Or should it just have like a witty slogan on it? Guess yeah, do we go Mudbox or go Maya? What kind of coffee cup would I want? Like, I have a Cthulhu coffee cup. Skull too cliche? Yeah, Skull's way too cliche. What would be the best novelty? Probably every novelty coffee mug's been done, right? And it looks like a coffee cup from one angle, but actually isn't from others. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Hmm. Hmm. Thinking about it. I don't. What would look like a coffee cup but not be a coffee cup? Such an interesting shape. Like, you need to have the big barrel. You could do some sort of tail or something that does the handle. Hmm. I'm intrigued. You know what? I'm gonna put the BRB screen up. Let me switch over, and we'll sculpt some weird, stupid stuff. You know, sometimes you just need to take a break. Everything takes forever to load. I blame the fire. Cool. I think we're good. You dumb stuff. I don't know. I do have a sculpt that I want to kind of finish, but I also don't fully know. That goes with my, like, I need a designer, or I need someone as an editor to tell me when my stuff is stupid, or what stuff I should be trying to design. Run out of creativity. Someone send help. Okay. Um. 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 Do like a flower cup. Do the thing. Oh, now we're going orchid. That that would be probably the least functional coffee cup I could think of. Perfect, right? Get out of your stupid spike. And where's Zombie? He was telling me that he was watching Buffy recently. Now I said Spike, and now I'm thinking about Buffy. The less functional a coffee cup is, the more likely a nerd is gonna buy it. So you're doing well. Thank you. Oh yeah. I'm so happy I have your support. I mean, it has to be a challenge to drink out of, right? Let's back it up, because this one's just too beautiful to lose. Okay, so we have a handle. Of course, we need the, like... I don't know. I don't know the words for flower bits. I know, like, stamen. Is that typical? Does everyone know the genitalia of flowers? I swear I'm not a flower perv. It's a friend. A friend put the idea in my head. Looks vaguely like a bird. I could see it. Like one of those swans they fold napkins into. I mean, it would just pour right into your mouth, right? It looks dysfunctional, but it's actually highly functional. Oh, so maybe we need to make it less functional. We can do that. Do you have a 3D printer, Yag? Or do you have access to a 3D printer? We should make the cover of a mix, just a like random thing that I sculpt that you guide me to sculpt, and then we 3D print it and we'll photograph it, and that's so avant-garde. Or done already. Okay, I feel like we need some things in the middle. Something really awkward that might stab you a bit. That sounds banger, honestly. Let's do it. We'll fight the like bad YouTube recommendations with good clickbait and wonderful mixes. You wish you had a 3D printer? You can figure that out. They're getting really cheap these days. Just need to have a get Yag a useless toy fund. Not that it's totally useless. Maybe it is. You know what? I have a 3D printer, and it's one of those things I can use it for good, but it's hard to keep it being used. It takes enough work to actually get it started printing stuff and checking on it that, you know, it has to be of the utmost importance, or shenanigans. I don't know. It should be like a little Geiger-esque. Make it look like a little tongue action or something. Oh, we could put teeth in there somewhere. Something disturbing so when you get to the bottom of your coffee. Like, what have I been drinking out of? Did someone put their dentures in this? You'd only use it for useless things? That's fair. I've only used mine for We have Venetian blinds, and one of the things, the like stupid white plastic boxes that holds it up, broke. Probably the only useful thing I've ever printed. Otherwise, I'd print like stupid light switches, which the light switch was perfectly functional. I just wanted it to look cooler. Oh, and there's a power armor helmet. Okay, wait. Grimy told me to take pictures. I know I did. I'm gonna put a cell phone up to a camera now? We might. I had to put them on Discord. I didn't know where to put them. I don't exactly have a place for 3D prints. Think about that. Okay, wait, this is gonna look good. It's gonna be, well, whatever. Bank is fine. This is a power armor helmet I printed. Oh wow, that looks horrible. Way too shiny. You know what? I'm just gonna have to post those on the Discord. You actually would print all the annoying ass household items. There's some stuff that's really cool. And I can't, can I not get to the gallery from the, cheap cell phones? And then photos doesn't even bring me to anything relevant. Okay, you know what? Done with that. I'll find it later. Annoying household items? Absolutely. I'm trying to think of them. I used to have some fidget toys that I 3D printed. I should print more of my own stuff though. It'd be cool to have some creatures. I want to make a robot, and then I want to 3D print a silicone skin for it. Probably like an animal. Maybe a little pet. Can roam around the house, and I can pet it or something. I just want those fluid joints, you know? And fuck, am I gonna bug out early too? I might. Okay, wait, how avant-garde do we go with this? I kind of feel like we could put a whole stem on it, and then it can stand up at the base. And I used to hang around Thingiverse, just perusing and gathering all the things. There's some really cool things out there. Actually, one thing that I need that I've never printed, and I'm like not quite sure why. I need bag clips, like chip bag clips. And I don't have. I gotta find one that's like, I don't know, little skulls, maybe a little dragon head. Is that what I should be doing? I should probably download a working model and then sculpt that, right? There you go, because you want your coffee to be elevated. You don't want to get your desk to be hot. No one likes a hot desk. Okay, once I get a base on this, we're moving on to another random useless household object. Maybe we try and do it. It'd just be a clothespin. A spring-loaded clothespin. A desk? You know what I mean, right? When you have like hot cocoa or coffee or whatever, and you pick it up off your desk and you move it, and then you put your hand down, and there's like this oddly warm wood feel. I guess it's fine in the winter, but in the summer, it's gross. Then again, back in the day when, Rule 34 was just everywhere, my girlfriend at the time found this site called, I don't remember. I legit don't remember, but it was furniture porn. It was legit just people stacking chairs that weren't meant to be stacked in weird ways. I loved it. It's just one of those sites. You hate that? Wait, what do you hate? Uh, oh my god, the delay on the stream. How do I fix that? I don't even know if there is a way to fix that. Yeah, hot desk is the worst. Okay, it's not the worst delay I've ever seen. We could deal with this. Oh, the lag sucks. Okay, so yeah, this is the perfect coffee cup, right? Oh, it should be a coffee cup that's suspended by a fake coffee spill. Or is that too novelty? Restarting stream could fix it, maybe? That's true. Hmm. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna